Welcome back to the Squirrel Head YouTube channel, and this is a video talking about what maybe the two additional signings that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool are looking to make in the transfer window that we've got remaining. Now obviously, please do check out the Shaqiri video that I've made as well, because that is a lovely video and I'm very excited about the player. And basically in that, I talked about how Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool are looking at two additional signings in this summer transfer window. Now, whether they get them or if he doesn't get his ideal targets, we know Jurgen Klopp, if he can't get his ideal target or the one that he wants straight away, he will wait. And he will wait. We've seen it with Van Dijk. He will not just bring in another centre-back because he wanted Van Dijk. He waited and waited and waited, got his man, and he was right to do so. Van Dijk has been brilliant since he came in. He's absolutely, he's almost single-handedly transformed our defence, and while we still have issues there, he has been absolutely magnificent and pays dividend to the fact that Jurgen Klopp is right to wait for the person that he wants. That is entirely right. We can all sit here on, Facebook groups or Twitter and everything like that and say we should be signing this player, this player, this player, this player. We should be going for like De Ligt, who had a brilliant season in the Eredivisie and stuff like that. We should, or goalkeepers. Goalkeepers is the big one right now, and goalkeepers has given me a really big gripe to the point where I think I've almost left the Red Men TV's subscriber group because that's all people talk about. It's all people talk about. I've turned off notifications for the group and just check in every now and again because it's annoying. It's annoying. Let's just talk about other stuff. Let's talk about what we've done well. But now people are really hammering home about a goalkeeper. Now, this is Anfield.com have put out something saying that, getting a goalkeeper is on the agenda for Jurgen Klopp. That is one thing that he does want to look at. But he wants to give Danny Ward a chance. And I think that's where you may see in these pre-season games coming up, Danny Ward will probably get a chance in goal to see what he can do. I think you may see a little bit less of Karius, and I think that's a good thing for Karius and a good thing for Liverpool and the fans. We get to see what Danny Ward like. We get to see what he can bring us as a goalkeeper. It takes Karius out of the spotlight a bit, which then means that hopefully there's a lot less for people to talk about Karius about, and they can leave him be for a little bit. Leave him be for a little bit. We get to see what Danny Ward's like. And then if Danny Ward isn't up to it either, then you know that Jurgen Klopp is going to look into the transfer window and see if he can get who he wants. If he can't, then, and he's not happy with Danny Ward and what he can offer, Danny Ward will probably be number 2. Mignolet will get shipped out and Karius will start the season as number 1. And we are just going to have to accept that and get behind the players, get behind the whole team, get behind Jurgen Klopp and just deal with it. Because if he can't get the player that he wants, whoever the goalkeeper is that he wants, whether it's Alisson or Oblak, who I think is an unattainable person because of the club that he's at, the stature of the club that he's at, the level that they compete at season in, season out, I think it's unattainable. I do. That's just my personal feelings on it. I think you're going to have to bust open, you're going to have to rob the bank completely and smash it all over on Oblak to even think about getting him out of Atletico Madrid. Never mind just people saying... I think a lot of people do get a little bit caught up in, things like, I don't like saying like FIFA because everybody says it, but it seems to be relevant here where, on FIFA, if you want a player and you've got like, say, 200 million sat in your club, it's like, right, well, I'll just whack that all in on one player. I've got my player. Oh, yeah. And I'm sure you could do that, but this is the real world, and that's not how, it might be how some teams work. Real Madrid, at some point, pretty much had a blank bank balance where they could just basically go out and buy whoever they wanted. Now that seems to be like PSG. They can now go out and buy whoever they want, although they seem to be struggling a little bit with finance, but that's by the by. Anyway, we don't have the type of resources, or we're not willing to spend like, say, 160 odd million on one player. That's just not how we're going to work, and it'd be a waste of resource. Yes, you could get a world top class player for 160 million, but what about the rest of the squad? You've got to think about that. You really do have to think about that. And you've got to look at how are we allocating the funds very well. Let's not forget, Shaqiri's come in. He cost us like 13.75 million. That's a bargain, really. That is a bargain for the type of player that he is. Now, the two additional signings that they're looking to come at, a lot of people would say goalkeeper would be a priority, which has already been said. If they can find who they want, then they will go get him. But they want to give Danny Ward a chance first. Who could that person that they want to bring in as goalkeeper, who could that be? Could be anybody. Could be anybody. A lot of people are focusing on Alisson, they're focusing on Oblak. If you know Jurgen Klopp though, he's probably got someone in mind that we've not really even heard of. Maybe like this guy like Thomas Strakosha, who I did a video about a couple of weeks ago. So people that are probably left field that you're not gonna. He doesn't seem to go for the players that people are like, oh, this guy, yeah, everybody, Liverpool need that guy, and he'll go, ha, no, we're getting this guy, and he might end up being absolutely fantastic. Another one people are looking at, say, either a striker or a centre back. My personal opinion, they'd probably be looking at a centre back, and my other opinion is as well, and I don't know why I think this. I don't think Daniel Sturridge is going to be sold this window. I don't think Daniel Sturridge is going to be leaving Liverpool on loan or being sold whatsoever. I think Jurgen Klopp is going to be looking at Daniel Sturridge, what he can do in pre-season, and if he can stay injury-free. If he stays injury-free, plays him in a little bit of maybe a different role, either a bit of a second striker or something like that, behind Firmino or something, who knows. I think, he could be looking at something here, looking at Sturridge thinking, we're going to give you one last chance. Going to give you one last chance before we call it quits. I don't think Sturridge is going to be leaving, which then has you, and then whatever happens with Divock Origi. If we end up keeping these players, Origi, Sturridge, Firmino, and Origi's looked quite sharp in pre-season, to be honest. He has looked quite sharp. He looks like he's got more pace than I remember him having. Didn't watch him when he went out on loan at all. Didn't watch him at all. So I don't know how he's improved, but he's come back and he's got this burst of pace that I was like, I'm surprised by that. That really did actually take me by surprise. So if you've got like Firmino, Origi and Sturridge as your striker options, you're not going to bring in another striker, and he won't bring in another striker if he keeps those guys around. So you'd probably be looking at centre-back. And then centre-back, you've got to look at, all right, Joel Matip, if he's fully fit and he's like absolutely firing, like the season when he first came to us and he was our best centre-back then, probably not going to bring in a centre-back. Because then you've got Joe Gomez, you've got Virgil van Dijk, you've got Lovren, so you've got like 4 quality centre-backs. All right, Joe Gomez has got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to improve as well. Probably not going to bring in a centre-back either. So maybe it is all going to hinge on being a goalkeeper. I don't know. 2 additional signings though. So we've already brought in Shaqiri. 2 more on top of that. Could it be another winger? Could it be another central midfielder? I'm not sure. Most likely, yeah, centre-back. You never know what they're thinking. Are they going to use Joe Gomez as another understudy? He'll come in and out of the team every now and again. Or are they going to maybe have him as right-back cover as well, which with a fit Nathaniel Klein and a very fit Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm not sure if that's needed. And I certainly hope they don't take the option of loaning Joe Gomez out, because he's quality, he's brilliant, he doesn't need to be loaned out, he needs to be in the first team. Goalkeeper looks like it would be the most likely one, that would be the priority, but again, Danny Ward's got to prove himself in pre-season, and then we've got to see what happens after that. If he doesn't, then yeah, probably go back in for a goalkeeper. Hopefully it's not too late by that point and his transfer targets haven't gone elsewhere. And then maybe centre-back. Centre-back probably would be one of the ones that I would look at, like, okay, we don't know how Lovren's going to come back from the World Cup. He's playing in the final of the World Cup tomorrow, which then means he'll probably get 3 weeks rest, or 2 or 3 weeks rest, before he links back up with the squad. And then he's got to get his fitness back up for playing with Liverpool. Again, you see where I'm going. He's going to have to, we're going to be using a different centre-back partnership before Lovren comes back anyway. He's probably not going to be starting in the season for at least, I'd say at least the first week, if not more. So maybe centre-back, goalkeeper, they would be the 2 targets that you'd be looking at. Now, who are we going to look at for those positions? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because there's so many options out there that I just think these really unattainable ones, I know there's going to be people that will say, break the bank, go sign Oblak, break the bank, go sign whoever. Honestly, it's not the way that, I just don't see it happening. I don't see us going like, right, we're going to pay 95 million for Oblak. I just don't see it happening. I really, really don't. And then the same sort of thing with Alisson. He's got quite a hefty one as well, about 80 million or something like that I read. So, I mean, he's got a hefty one. I don't know what's going to happen, but who do you think would we get as a goalkeeper and a centre-back Or who do you think are your two targets for Liverpool to get? Who would they be? These two additional targets that Liverpool are aiming to get in this summer transfer window. Let me know it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed all of these videos across the summer, the World Cup, transfers, everything like that. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please do like this video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here and hit that notification bell so you get every notification of every video I make. And thank you so much again. I'll catch you later.